This is CES MMA.
Welcome back to Twin River Casino, CES MMA 20. I am Mike Parenti, joined by my broadcast partner, Scott Ream.
I'm by your side the whole night, baby.
And you don't want to be anywhere else but in the building here tonight. This one's going to be dynamic in the lightweight division. This is a eliminator bout for the vacant CES MMA lightweight title, which has been vacated by the retiring Mike the Beast Campbell.
Correct.
And there aren't two better lightweights that could fight for that eliminator belt tonight. Lucas CRUZ, Luis Felix. Right now you're taking a look at Lucas CRUZ, 6-1 coming off a loss to Rob Font, but who hasn't lost to Rob Font these days?
Well, I got to be honest with you, Rob Font's the 145 champ for a reason, and if that's your only loss as the guy that's wearing the jewelry, you're not doing too bad.
Not too bad at all, and prior to that, Lucas CRUZ had some big wins on his resume. Andre Strudy, John Ortolani, and Pete Jeffrey. No small task. That's a great resume builder in any weight class, in any region, and CRUZ has done just that. 6-1 coming into this fight with 2 knockouts and 3 submissions, so very rarely goes the distance. Same for his opponent. They're both noted as finishers in the lightweight division, so you could very well see another finish here tonight. And it's also worth noting how young CRUZ is, just 20 years of age, but has shown tremendous poise in the cage. Fights like a veteran.
This is the new generation of fighter. In the last 4 to 6 years, opposed from knowing BJJ and then learning how to box. Now you're at these gyms, you're at these schools that are teaching you MMA from Jump Street. And that's who Lucas CRUZ is. Lucas CRUZ is the new generation of complete MMA fighter.
Well, as Greg Orbello told us a few months back, it is a young man's game, and this would be one of the younger ones, and Lucas CRUZ coming in. 20 years of age, already 6-1, and now fighting in a title eliminator bout for the CES MMA lightweight title. That's incredible. But, of course, it's not going to be easy against Luis Felix. You want to talk about somebody, you want to talk about the word clutch, a guy who gets the big hit when it counts. This guy always saves his best.
Let me just say this about Lucas, okay? Lucas CRUZ is an exceptionally tough fighter. Luis Felix, when he shows up, when his game's on, he's every bit as good as CRUZ is. Punch for punch, takedown for takedown, defense to defense. In the past, sometimes, you know, Felix might be a little, let's just turn around and see he didn't have as much gas in the tank as the next guy.
Perhaps sidetracked by other things.
That's the only time I've not seen him really crush somebody. But he seems mentally prepared again. He is clutch, like you said. There is not a stage that's too big for Luis Felix to be on.
Felix, of course, has 2 big wins on his resume against UFC vets Joe Proctor and Mark Stevens. About against Stevens, you want to talk about a big stage. That was pay-per-view at the Dunkin' Donuts Center on the undercard of Dave Batista's MMA debut.
And he won that fight handedly.
Yes, he did. And like you said, in the past, perhaps dedication an issue, perhaps conditioning an issue for Luis Felix, but when he's on and when he's ready to fight...
When his head's focused, man, you're 100% right, man.
And when the lights are at their brightest, which they are tonight, that's when he tends to be at his best. So I would expect nothing but a great performance from Luis Felix. On the flip side, I expect the same from Lucas CRUZ. So,
like I said, these guys, these match up exceptionally well. Lucas CRUZ is tough. I haven't seen him in a position that he looked shocked to be in. You know, he handles himself excellent. He has great composure. He's as tough as they come. I haven't seen him get finished.
Well, we certainly expect this one to be as good as advertised. All right, here is the Kentucky Fried Chicken tail of the tape. Luis Felix coming in at 9-7, 29 years of age. He has the experience, but Lucas CRUZ has shown tremendous poise, as we noted, despite being just 20 years of age. He comes in this bout at 6-1. Let's send it down to Rick Provost for the official introduction.
This is the KFC bout of the evening. It is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Your referee in charge at the bell is Dan Mergliata. First, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 154 1/2 pounds, with a professional record of 6 wins and 1 loss, with 2 wins coming by way of knockout, 3 by submission, out of Somerville, Massachusetts, representing Carlos Nato, BJJ, please welcome Lucas Golden Boy CRUZ. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 155 1/2 pounds. He has a professional record of 9 wins and 7 losses, with 3 wins coming by way of knockout, 5 by submission. Out of Cranston, Rhode Island, representing Team Rockstar, out of New England Combat, please welcome Louis Rockstar Felix. 3 rounds, lightweights.
Well, in case you weren't sure, Louis Felix showed up with 1 or 2 guys here to cheer him on.
The Rockstar cheering section in full force tonight. Have you mentioned this could be a main event anywhere else? Because it could. Once again at CES.
Both fighters tap gloves, and here we go. You can see how Felix came out in a southpaw stance. Very interesting. Kind of trying to throw Lucas off. Both fighters measuring right now. Felix doing a good job of just staying relaxed, and CRUZ is doing great movement. If you notice, Felix comes out in a southpaw stance, CRUZ moves to his left. Very smart, very educated.
You gotta love the dynamic in this bout. You have this game fighter in Lucas CRUZ, this young up-and-comer, against this poised veteran who always displays his best when the lights are bright. It's such an interesting matchup.
Oh, there's a combination that flying knee on top of it. Lucas CRUZ comes out on fire.
Wow, CRUZ explosive early on, but Felix stands up to it, as we've seen from him in the past.
I don't know if Louis Felix's footwork was a little off, because he's not I haven't seen him accustomed to going southpaw very often. He does do it well. But that was a very explosive combination by CRUZ.
Felix trying to measure those left hands, using that right hand sort of as a guide.
Well, that's it. When an orthodox fighter fights a southpaw, straight punches, your straight power hands are what you try to open up for. Both fighters are going to try to land a straight shot, lead with the rear hand. That's the angle you create. Nice left hook by CRUZ.
CRUZ throws those looping left hooks, Scott.
His right hand came straight down the pipe, but you were right, the left hook was a very looping left hook.
And against a fighter like Louis Felix, who's coming up the middle, we know what that could mean at some point, if the timing is right.
Now you can see Felix has traded back to the orthodox stance. Maybe that's what he wanted to do, was to come out a little early, show him southpaw and see how he reacted. Now he stays back to the southpaw position. I like that quick little kick by Lucas CRUZ to the outside of the leg. It's very quick, very explosive, no tell before it comes. Both fighters kind of clash with the barrage there. Lucas gets underneath, and he's got his hands clamped together. CRUZ doing a good job of trying to take Felix over the top. He actually got him up in the air, and what a great job by Louis Felix of stopping that slam just by good balance and not panicking.
Oh, that's great takedown defense by Louis Felix, no doubt about it. Looked like CRUZ was in line for a big slam, and he stopped it dead in its tracks.
Magliata telling Lucas CRUZ to stop grabbing the cage. Felix looking to go over the top and maybe apply a guillotine here. Nice knees. CRUZ doing a good job of popping his head out. Look at how composed both fighters are right now.
I agree.
There was one that was a little south of the border. We'll have to see it on replay, if there is going to be a replay. Dan calls timeout, and I know my friends at Fight Stream are going to show me. No, he did. That's the second one tonight.
No, Lucas
I'm very upset with these guys recovering this quickly. No, I'm only kidding.
He wants right back at it. $1:25 to go in the opening round.
We'll save that replay for the in-between rounds.
We'll save it for the year-end blooper reel if we can. Felix in the gray and blue trunks, CRUZ in the black and gold.
I really do like the way Lucas CRUZ is moving his feet, smaller steps, circling around, because you can see that Luis Felix is the aggressor. He's the one coming forward here. He's the one pushing the face. Even after that combination, CRUZ to a nice combination that hit Felix and landed, you see Luis Felix come right back.
One of the toughest things to do with someone who's circling like CRUZ is to try to cut off the cage, and that's what Felix has to do.
A lot of guys fall into the chasing syndrome,
right,
as opposed to cut it off. And I think that's kind of something Lucas does very, very well, is make the guy chase you. And then he's such a good counter puncher, he kind of drops the rear leg, sits down on his punches going backwards. Nice inside leg kick by CRUZ.
We've seen both fighters use that tool to their advantage in the opening round, the front and rear leg kicks. Felix looking at the clock. 15 seconds to go. Still anybody's round.
Lucas threw that to the liver, threw that rear leg to the liver. Both fighters lock up. Nice job. I should say Luis Felix threw that to Lucas's liver, my mistake. I'm getting too excited.
Big finish in round number one. Great action early on. Both fighters trying to feel out one another. But it looks like things are about to pick up, Scott. I think you can sense it on the horizon here as we have rounds 2 and 3 to go. And if it gets that far, we'll see what. Let's take a listen into Luis Felix's corner and see if we can get an idea of what the strategy is here.
Finish with the hook. He's wide open for a Luis. Wide open. When you're in that stance, step into his power. Or step outside. Get your leg outside his leg. When you get your leg outside his leg, you're going to beat him every single time. Okay? Stop. I don't want a pissing match. You're a better technical fighter. Okay?
Fantastic advice by Doomsday there. As we're going to see this, there's a good, I love Fight Stream, by the way, boys and girls. Nice knee to the groin. Of course, it was unintentional. And you saw the reaction. Lucas was like, come on, man. Knock it off. And, you see Luis Felix turn around and say, all right, it is what it is.
Hey, it happens more often than not. Probably more than the fighters would like for it to happen.
I thought that was a great advice Doomsday gave Felix in between rounds. Lucas CRUZ makes it very hard for you to stay in your game plan. He does so much so well, and Doomsday just basically told Luis Felix, you're a better technical fighter. Keep your foot in the outside, work the straight punches.
All right, round 2 underway. CRUZ trying to go upstairs.
Oh, nice left hand by Luis. There's a head kick that landed by Luis Felix. CRUZ backing up a little now. Another rear leg. It was defended very well by CRUZ. Nice straight left hand by Luis Felix. CRUZ is getting a little swollen up there.
Yeah, Felix is landing some shots here.
Another kick to the head that was defended well by CRUZ.
It was. Of course, the crowd loves it, and CRUZ now shooting in for the takedown.
That was defended very, very well by Felix.
Second time in as many rounds, Scott, where he's defended a takedown just when you think he's about to go down. Great job, great poise.
Luis Felix has got great wrestling for MMA. Now you see CRUZ going to lift him up, and what a great sprawl! Luis, what a great sprawl to take him down into the guillotine position. As you were pointing out, Mike, you just pointed right at the cage. That eye's in big trouble.
Wow. Look at that left eye of Lucas CRUZ. The right eye doesn't look much better, but the left eye is swollen shut.
Luis Felix doing the best job he can, trying to get that rear leg to escape out, at the same time maintain position.
Big change in momentum in favor of Luis Felix here early in round 2, and there's still a lot of time left, Scott, too.
Now, Lucas CRUZ, from this position, he's still in business. He's not completely frazzled here. He's working to try to reverse Luis. Luis is just really pouring this on from the top position.
You can certainly smell blood, and Luis Felix is going to go for it here in round 2. Just over 3 minutes to go.
Luis is definitely working his neck, but I couldn't see what he was going for. Great job by Lucas CRUZ getting back to his feet, but his neck is exposed. Luis Felix doing a great job. Man, this is an awesome fight. Luis trying to swim underneath while Lucas keeps him pinned against the cage. Lucas CRUZ, phenomenal job getting off his back. Lucas shoots down underneath for a single. Nice job by Luis Felix is switching his hips there,
Defending
making it very
well
hard to
again,
defend.
Scott. You've got two guys with 15 combined wins, 13 by finish. I think that may bode well for us. If you like action in these fights, we're going to see it here.
If you're a fan of MMA, every fight in the card tonight's been stellar. But as we've walked up the ladder, as we've gone for our preliminary fights to our main card fights, they've gotten better and better each one.
100%, and this one is as good as advertised once again.
Lucas Cruz fighting, just tenaciously trying to get that takedown. And you can see Luis Felix doing a great job of defending it. Now they've been separated.
And Felix basically earns this right here by getting this fight to
Absolutely.
restart.
Excellent defense. Now what got Lucas going very well was letting his hands go, followed by a rear leg head kick. Let's see if he tries to put that back together again.
Well, that game plan changed dramatically once he got caught. You see again that left eye swollen shut, big knot under the eye.
Cruz can't stand still right now. That's where he's going to be vulnerable. Also, that nice left hook by Cruz.
Cruz caught him with the left. Nice turnaround.
Great job at defending that takedown by Luis. That left eye of Cruz is really swelled up shut. It would behoove Felix to maybe come fake the jab and hook off it.
Absolutely.
It's going to be very hard to see out of that left eye.
We know Felix has worked significantly on his boxing through the years to improve, so he's got the right tools. He's got under a minute to go. That eye is a complete mess for Lucas Cruz. And you're right, you can't afford to stand still here, Scott.
You know, Lucas Cruz is incredibly tough, very, very durable. As you mentioned, his only loss coming to our champ, Rob Font. And you can see it, you can see the reasons why here. He's not quivering, he's not in trouble. As bad as this eye looks, it's not panicking him in the least. He's in this fight, solidly in this fight. Usually when you have a fighter hurt, most guys want to jump on you. You do that to Lucas Cruz, he will catch you in transition. He's just an excellent fighter who's doing a good job of surviving this round.
And you can be sure Luis Felix knows that, exactly what you just said, and it will not take any chances where he can get himself caught.
Felix is showing great patience, not doing anything silly.
End of round two about to come up. We got under 10 seconds to go. A big round for Luis Felix. That's how you turn
Excellent
a fight around. Some big shots midway through.
If we can get into Cruz's corner here.
Be interested to see what they tell their fighter.
Well, hopefully it's English.
Right hook is still going to kill him. He can't see it coming.
Yes.
He's blind in that eye.
They got to work that cut.
That cut looks, that's as bad as it looks, I'll tell you. You see the blood and a little bit in the corner of the eye too, right on the bridge of the nose.
They're not.
I know, Scott, you pay attention to these cornermen and these cut men and how they work, and obviously you see some mistakes here.
Yeah.
And that would be putting it subtly. Take a look here, Scott.
There's the straight right hand.
Yep.
Excuse me, straight left hand that opened him up wide. And that followed by that head kick right there on the neck. Excellent placement by Luis.
That's what really turned the round around for Luis Felix and caught Lucas Cruz at bay. And for a while there, Lucas Cruz really had to survive not only the flurry, but the groundwork by Luis Felix as well midway through that round. But to his credit, you have pointed out his toughness so many times, and you saw it on display at the end. And now we go into this third and final round, and it's still anybody's fight.
If we can possibly zoom in on Lucas's face, I want to see how bad that swelling is. They tried to put a little ice on it in between rounds. I didn't see him use N-Swell, etc. They absolutely didn't work the cut.
The swelling really didn't go down much at all, Scott. Round three underway.
That's going to be an issue as this round continues. Lucas is going to look for that right hook. You see he went to an orthodox stance. That's very smart on his part. That right eye, that left eye of Cruz is really, really a huge disadvantage. So Luis Felix now switches to an orthodox stance, hoping to land that right cross right hook. Nice job by Lucas Cruz. I was waiting for that. I think he needs to use that rear leg a lot more to keep Felix off. And look, Lucas Cruz has excellent defense, and he's a very good fighter. In order to be in this position, those are really precision punches Felix had to land.
3:47 to go in the third and final round. Again, Felix showing patience like he did toward the end of round 2.
Both fighters really respect each other a lot here, whether just over how many rounds they've done and how tough these rounds have been. Neither fighter wants to make a mistake. Neither fighter wants to jump in and just kind of, like they did early in the first round, let things go. They've both earned each other's respect, and that's why you're looking at a very technical fight from this point on.
I got to say, I've been as impressed with Luis Felix's takedown defense as I have been with his offense in this fight,
He has phenomenal wrestling. People don't realize it. I think it's incredibly underestimating. Unless you've had a chance to work out or seen Luis fight, work out with Luis, you don't realize how good his wrestling defense is. He's an excellent wrestler.
He was an accomplished wrestler in high school at nearby Cranston East. And it's carried over, obviously, into his professional mixed martial arts career. 2.5 to go in the final round. And again, still anybody's fight, Scott. There's a lot of time left for this thing to swing one way or another.
That first round could have gone either direction. I think I would have given the second round to Luis Felix. This third round can be the deciding one. And Lord knows we don't want to leave it to the judges.
And neither side has done enough yet to make a dent in this round. We'll see as we go along. Once you start getting closer toward that final bell, the urgency certainly picks up for both sides.
Nice head kick by CRUZ.
CRUZ lands upstairs, nicely done.
Both fighters are just a little shy on their punches. And by shy, I mean short. There's a nice little half a slip, half a left hand by Lucas.
Yeah, CRUZ popped right back up quickly. 1.5 to go. We'll see if there's one more final flurry in store in the remaining 90 seconds.
I think both fighters need that flurry.
I agree.
Somebody needs to just basically say, all right, there's a minute left. I got to go.
Somebody has to take the initiative and take the fight by the horns, so to speak. Now 60 seconds to go. In what may very well be an even fight in the scorecards, it's hard to say. We don't know until we get there, and we may very well get there at this point, which is somewhat ironic with two fighters who have been known for finishing their opponents.
Watch Felix throw the combination with his hands and end with the rear leg coming up high. Looks like he's setting that up. You can see his hips are a little wide open for it. Nice counter left hand. Inside leg kick lands for Lucas. Excuse me, for Felix. Final, 20 seconds, yeah. Somebody got to go.
Make or break time right here, Scott. Final 20 seconds in this title eliminator bout in the 155-pound weight class.
Lucas does the shot, he shoots in, and Luis Felix just did a phenomenal job of stuffing that takedown.
10 seconds to go.
Nice knees from the clinch. Unbelievable fight, excellent fight.
That'll do it. Both sides raising their arms in triumph, so it's really uncertain how this one might go, but the action that we expected, we got as good as advertised as always here at CES MMA 20. A big dynamic finish here in this lightweight title eliminator bout. The title, of course, vacated by Mike Campbell. Somebody will have to win it eventually in 2014, and one of these two fighters will take that step and move one step closer toward possibly grabbing that belt. We'll see how the final score does shake out, but a very interesting fight. The only real decisive round, Scott, I think, was round number 2.
I would have to agree with you. That seemed to be, in my mind, a no-doubt round.
And that third and final round was as tough to score. Neither fighter really did much to let his hands go. Lucas CRUZ tried to shoot in for a takedown at the end to no avail, but maybe both fighters a little too gun-shy at the end.
I don't know if I think a little gun-shy where Lucas was concerned. I can understand why you want to protect that eye.
Sure.
We don't know how much he was actually seeing in there. Where Luis Felix is concerned, maybe he felt he won the first 2 rounds and he could just kind of keep him at bay and not do anything silly and finish it off.
It always depends on what your corners tell you, and that kind of goes back to the point we made earlier in the night about whether or not you want to tell your fighter if he's up 2 rounds. Do you want to temper his aggressiveness or take him out of the game plan that's working so well? It's a very tough decision to make.
Well, in boxing now, I don't know if it's the WBC or the WBO, they're showing the scorecards,
Right.
like in the 7th round and then again in the 10th. And I mean, if you're 10 rounds in and you know the fight's yours,
Right.
what are you going to do besides kind of back off those last 2 rounds and not lose it, as opposed to fight to win it? I don't know. I mean, I tell my guys, I like to be honest with my guys. If I think they're up 2 rounds, I'll turn to them and say, I got you up 2 rounds to none. That's me. I don't know what the hell the judges got you.
All right, we're going to find out what these judges thought. We're going to send it down to our cage side announcer, Rick Provost, for all the particulars, and let's find out who won this lightweight title eliminator bout between Louis Rockstar Felix and Lucas Golden Boy CRUZ.
And fight fans, we have a decision. Judge Mahmoud scores the bout 29-28. Judge Lima, Judge Lima scores the bout 28-29. And Judge Asmar scores the bout 29-28. Your winner by split decision, Louis Felix.